ahanko ana wo
Ebusian for Medina Queen Amadi Miss Culture Global 2025. Keep watching Ashanti Prime TV. Ashanti Prime TV there, aha and anokre and all.
Ashanti Prime TV. Aha and anokre and all.
Action. Action media. Audition. Yeah, audition can see me our Action media. Yeah, series can see pa. Obi amfa no hunyim wo ye panyino wo ye akwada o emrantie ne maba ni nyina ye hia obi bia Action media ye series kese e de abegu Ashanti TV so obi amfa no hunyim boy mi gina mu bi obi amfa no hunyim frɛ number na ye twa agu ate no me see frɛ number no thank you
Sembe brene akoso e wo yemmem ha enne nkofo amanso empani se ade achi na se yanti asemfufra enne na yachi na mibi so what in yekoso social media ho be kire aba fontinta fidie ni so woni ni yekoso e wo ho no enne na dwebrene tie me Adwoa Dimple me ni mapamfo e wo Ashanti Prime TV ebina da bia enne yawa da bia wabra aboy ni me no num wabra ye di dwumede onwaso bi ato di prime trend ebrewo wo prime trend so ameni mapamfo ye besim konya ye de nsam a won da na wonfa wani ehu da egu nsani ani ni abobo mu ye de no kra no ato ne da sansen pani say di ade ne da no won found to wa eya na free talk afen so wo prime trend so no ye be ma wakonya na wo so de wadwenkyere aba eni kasem we sanso wo mu ne say prime trend jumediye mu no afa baby wa obesiria enunti na mse hia me Adwoa Dimple me ni mapamfo e wo Ashanti Prime TV clock it
tears of joy. So we busa say dinner so for niaje. We hear the tears of joy and Bishop Dr. Adwoa and the bro Ashanti Prime Television so 11 p.m. to 12:30 a.m. Adwoa da bia. E pa cho bomode na ka kire obi na fra obi na obi so kan kire obi say Bishop Dr. Adwoa wa betina say Ashanti Prime Television so a enya senketo akro di jumadi atuni di say tears of joy and yede ebrewo me say ebre no ebre ben time no time ben anajo 11 p.m. to 12:30 a.m. empire bo be adwuma papa wi anu onwe ono betena se aye one-on-one counseling ai na me minimusran wo Bishop Dr. Adwoa sunti no enya na akokan wa asem o dabi otina se na awurade afa no so na wayi enkonua bi adawo so e de afiri so abusiafo ye pa ba bi papa ebutu eye na sorry a me pacho Sokoban ampame I Sokoban ampame IBM filling station hona eho ena papa butu Sokoban tienie Sokoban ampame eho na papa ewa odini dwumadie enyina bomoden ai numbers na ohu etwagu ewo kasamfoni na ase no fa papa number no na enene twetwe nkomo numbers na etwagu no papa number no fa na ne papa eni nkomo ofre no a ono a ne befa 101 no ono wo adi nkomo ane tears of joy na wa temi so say me so me breni kama me tie tears of joy me so wa tesi wo fi say me so me breni shalom peace bye bye makrao
Odi Solomon Opokunie ye freduma ba fie de ne be TV a obeka nsem papa a kire yen no ba me yehunu no papa ekoso ewo wiase tisi ye TV papa ne tie nsem pa ewo kroyimu dia ye fanto ba biase Ashanti Prime TV e wa na me hwele de bia entiso fa TV no to Ashanti Prime TV. Keep watching Ashanti Prime TV. We love you all. God bless you.
Ashanti Prime TV. Aha and anokare ne wo. Ashanti Prime TV. Aha and anokare ne wo.
Abusha me mawache ema wakwa eba Ashanti Prime TV. Jumedia ya tu ni din anopa tutu so. Abusha a morning show jumedia ya de brel. aha ne yɛka Ghana nsɛm yɛka amayɔsɛm yɛka school sɛm yɛka akwani ebedie ho nsɛm yɛkɔ mmarahyɛ bedwam yɛkɔ akwantempɔn ho nsɛm so yɛka yaresabea ho nsɛm aha ne yɛka Ghana ho nsɛm nyinaa no kure wom ya no kure nim bebi antro ne da yɛ the evidence any fact ebe kama bom ayɛ analysis ama wa obeti ase aha Ashanti Prime TV dwumadi ayato ne dia no patututu abusha me na me di dwumadi e ho chia me ye fa me same ba Ike Jebre neti anopatututu abra aba no pa nonum ekosi se nondu ebebo no morning show sonkwa Ghana ina etie anopatututu abusha for aha Ashanti Prime TV na wonim se ye ka se Ashanti Prime TV dia na che se aha na no kre no ewo
Ashanti Prime TV soon small figure in the Dimple so padrimunyansa TV station will share football on a man and one Ashanti Prime TV. Watch, don't sleep, don't be quiet, go and watch. You will feel good. I love you so much. Soon small of it, Ghana of it.
Ashanti Prime TV. Aha, and I know carrying the wall.
It didn't come on over your fear.
Adeshima mama mema wa Johnson suma waka wa BM famra Ashanti Prime TV nonso no enyare abonipa enema nonso ebo enwuma nonso kase a samufo sori anopa hema ko chinchin monten so na ode begu ma apno se samufo me nsam na ene me fa megu apno so enfama na maji megu a me de eba besu me kase nsam obeti wom ebi se ukopie mu ewa ya waso yise ya de se me ya aduma dachina na omo abato no betimi aisha so de amosan so na Ghana man pen hi sesa nisi John Dramani mama ene no akwa kopiem ewo Tanzania ye ni nsem bi eka ho na me de eba besu mu afesu kase abofo a omo bo machi don na me de kase ba besu woni bi ni POG band sene da me kan omo dwuma omo die eye band na omo de dwuma ne say program bi na wo ya ponto bi na wo to dwuma die bi na wo ye na ehu behia so behia band wa se de na ma me kanfo POG band emfa emawo ebasika senso de kuma bi na omo beji ama na odwumadi a wudi na ehu behia se wo hia band wa se no omo tumi aye ede ama omo number 0248400056 and I say 0594615324 for bejos na fe de nhye kuku aso ne aboa ma odwumadi a behia band wa se na timi akoyi ede ama afesu POG studio so ya de a obo machi dom dendende wo so aba ma ye ne a ye wani so ade hu na e wo nyontuo mu se nyom e no wa record na aka dem enyom no wa twere na ohu se ne wusi aye no e de afa afesu opese osua guitar ibo keyboard na keka hu nyina e ne na atadwe wati asem de ne fire number no 0538982898 na POG studios yambo na afesu oni so ade hu no e wo nyontuo mu no entimi NCP ensanso enfama afesu achi media ono so ya ade a obo machi don dendende ono so aba ma ye ne a ye pese etwesi ni se na wa brown ne Emilia Brobe no na keka ho ajejo mudi wosini twam no wo pese on so gidi na wo yesa o mu anane ye audition na re sheshes ma bo modin abo apia na afa pepeke forms ni ni aboa na so ni so ade hu wosini twam no etini akoye ede ama POG studios ani POG ba ye number eno na ofre ya achi media ya bejo so na afi aboa na so ni so ade hu wosini twam no etini SCP ede ama afesu kase ya ade se etwagu e wa ba funtenta video ahodo ni nyina so ne Facebook ye di akotene ho YouTube TikTok ene eke ka hu na bopne na afi ye ma ne pa bebra e wo ya so ye na ye mfama me so a Majima gwa me de kase ne besum wo ene osomfo Adwoa Dimple metwa me ho na me ba ya pense kase ne se ne sansa Adwoa hoi obule nana ena wote oduma nkomasem afa abusunya gibre na yen hye kase me admo china da na omode o mabatuo no ebe hye so no nam so ma na ekopie mu NDC omututine ne ye de ma ekuo no ya ne din ne hono abo ase dun keti ade nsem bi atudwa afa brante ne din ne Omar Sanda ya na ono nso nanka wo gyenwo e de ama NDC na so bi ntene no abrante ne tene nso no nko ayi gina mo no ankasa ne ku ankrankre na wakwa akoto aba na asa ya to aba no e de amo ne ya ono ankasa ine no ono ankasa ejina ma ono ankasa ne party no ena ya de se honorable asedun keti ade nsem bi atudwa afa no ne bra honorable e kasa ne sei ena odi tudwa
Umaru Sanda no a ojina kwante kuro no meka se na sem ha me enu nti ena maba na asemu ikura de sanka oto abanu bi ena wanya enu akase yasisi no enti ompre so okwa akogina eto da bi anu kura de o kan kan tiase wo abatu e wanyira bi na yagina ayi nipa wi a osi afe na me kwa me be konti kro enti me beka se na sem ha me efi se ba bia wadro no nipa bebre akogina ho pai e wo party mu yetu wo mofo a wo mo amfa no achire wo mo nyina obi anu ne ho enti anya kwan papa ena me ma no na otwe se na otwe no ebeso enne kwase dai eno nti so obefa sa ofa no a yade ama no no a mepese mewu no wo rally ya se ha ne ma bebisa yesi o ma ha enti achase ofa no a yade ama no no ye betwam se tin ton tai eko enu ti se brother twamwa oye na dwe kura se osan ba NDC mu a obedi mfia be nwotwe ansa no atimi agina apribi
otitire ni de ma NDC amanyoko no hono abo asedun ketia e na otene nka bra okopie mu ewo ayawa so east na owie na aso eno no sanso de nsem bi to edwa na wo sanso aka hwe ayawa so man se osoro wonyame adom oda chi na ebe no so ombo modi anse o meto aba no e de ama baba jama sanso oni pa bebre de ma ayawa so man ni NDC man
afe opinion polls wa aba no eja se baba jama win die wa win awie na wa win wa krata so akasa ye be dare no amana ko ballot paper no enu ti so bia ye na din se opinion polls kire se wa win awie enti me koto a wan koto a ade abeche ebeka se excellency wa we yesu ye mbano sa enu nti esase dia ya wunu wo opinion polls a ewo amanfo nyina dia ya wunu wo opinion polls a ewo amanfo nyina adwe mu no
na ewon sam kro no agu hono abo kasawe na nso na baba jama ya ono ene gina mu de ama NDC ewo ayawa so iso se mama kebi na mekobi man kemi de ene na man kokra na nka enye na no so sei ena odi tudwa.
He has made this day and we all enjoy in this day. I want to first also thank my contestants, my former chairman Ramni, my brother Dr. Zindo, my other brother Najib, and especially Hajia Amina for their support and understanding. Let me also extend my sincerest gratitude to the National Executive Committee for taking me through and finally endorsing my candidature. I want to thank my regional executives and my constituency executives for the support they have given me. I want to thank all of you, the delegates, who went and made your choice. It is just opinion after the opinion, whether you voted for me or not. We are now one and facing.
We so any nsema wabajama ede etuja na yetu akasense enkoto aso ewo honorable Kwadwo Pon Krumaya ono ene mrahyepadwani ede ma ofuase na eno na odi nsem bia tuja na wo kire se o wonsem bebranse nipa bebre ya aban no ehweso na afemfam bu o man se bia yense iska basabasa.
The Committee on the Economy and Development, the nickname we've given to this bill is the No Plan, No Cash bill. No plan, no cash. If it's not in the plan, you won't get any cash. And the specific loophole it seeks to close is that today there's room for ministries, departments, and agencies and metropolitan, municipal, and district assemblies to embark on projects or programs which are not exactly emergency projects or programs, but projects or programs that are as though they are part of their normal work, except that they have not been certified under the National Development Planning Commission's plan, which they would have received from the ministries, departments, and agencies. And so this amendment seeks to deny the Ministry of Finance the opportunity to fund such projects and programs. This is separate from contingencies or emergencies that may come up. But for regular programs and projects that have not been included in the strategic plan of the MMDA or the MDA to get certification, the object of this amendment bill is to deny funding for it until such a time that it is thought deny funding for it until such a time that it is thought of.
And as one for the tree at the mount, woman, Edin Simba to Jana Washer say, I say, one the puppy bray at the Magana, young woman, and Saint, and they say no more can say, Fino Quay, or more by Bomber DNCC school dine, school dine, and send over so may ye need an Adwoa about my young woman, to me at Tumpona, and into my pie different.
As we speak, there are many parts of the countries where we have sufficient populations for schools to start. And because as a state we are not keeping pace with population growth, the communities themselves come together and then start a school. And that is how schools and the trees come to be. We inherited as we speak, we inherited in excess of 5,000 of such schools and the trees. And we are making a concerted effort to address this phenomenon. In this budget that we passed last year for 2026, in this
yeah, to us, Sonny and Kotwaso, or Penny Quantra for our Africa Center for Parliamentary Affairs, Yani D and Dr. Rashid Dramani, and no didn't send to Afa, the National Development Planning Commission, ya Trinity, a can NDPC, and our church say, yeah, this was a science and a free, a more edaho ewa manusimu.
The NDPC's role is critical here, but I hope, honorable members who are here, my dream is that one day we'll get to a point where this National Development Planning Commission is really a technical commission that we all hope it should be, devoid of all the politics around it. How do we get to a point where, you know, any government that comes into power can work with the commission that exists? Then we can have continuity, the politics of this, because I know it's going to take away some powers. And many years ago, we tried in this country to help Parliament to set up the Parliamentary Budget Office. And that was when Speaker was majority leader. A bill was prepared, it was taken to Cabinet, but there were feelings that some of the powers of the Minister of Finance were going to be curtailed. And here I see things like Common Fund, the administrator, the Minister of Finance. I hope maybe there have already been some behind the scenes engagement to make. Bill was prepared, it was taken to Cabinet, but there were feelings that some of the powers of the Minister of Finance were going to be curtailed. And here I see things like
Afe yensan so entwaka sense say etwaso dia ne nkotwaso elpeni kese ne din ene Mr. Camilo ye ne odin nsemi atudua na wo kire say ya de say so man mu ha ye be japade bia na ye be bibia e wo sa aban ne ba na afe obebu nkontansa na ya ma ne sika ma ne de djuma wo man mu.
By amending the PFM Act, the bill would, among other things, make development plans duly approved by the NDPC the mandatory basis for the preparation of the annual budget. It also requires publication of annual progress reports as a precondition for the inclusion of estimates in the budget and for the issuance of expenditure warrants. It seeks to empower the Minister for Finance to withhold funding from non-compliant entities. And it also seeks to ensure that releases from the DACF is tied to NDPC approved plans and progress reporting. The ultimate objective, therefore, is to enrich a disciplined, coherent, and accountable public financial management regime in which planning precedes budgeting. And budgeting drives expenditure, and every city spent demonstrably advances Ghana's national development priorities as enshrined in the Constitution and the National Development Plan. Your collective wisdom, operational experience, and constructive critique at this forum will be invaluable in ensuring that the financial legislation is not only constitutionally sound and technically robust, but also practical, implementable, and capable of delivering the transformative alignment between planning. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Ghana Mampene yade se no akopium e wo Tanzania ne no e na onya akonya se ono omo ni nkomo ne nkomo didi no de nsemi atudua na wo hwe se ya judges for mo oman mu o hye ntemu afọ mo oman yade se gya na ejo se mo mutimu e yo mo de ne sasa ne bakwa na yesese ne ewu sika na enam gya ejo mo so ntini omo entimi enka no mo de pepepe ato de o se da.
Technological advances have made the world feel like a small place. At no other time in our lifetime was that more evident than during the COVID-19 pandemic. By the time the World Health Organization announced the discovery of a new virus in Wuhan, China, that virus was already on an aeroplane to Johannesburg. It was already present in Accra on the roadside as individuals waited for a trotro at the Kwame Nkrumah Circle, or seated towards the rear of a daladala en route to Ngaramtoni. If you look beyond Africa, what you find is that that facade of the so-called global north, a group of countries that have long held themselves up as beacons of democracy and human rights, of liberty, justice, and the rule of law, is fast crumbling. Judiciaries are no longer independent. Citizens and lawful residents are being disappeared by mass law enforcement and then placed without due process indefinitely in detention centers. We see executive overreach and a steady weakening of legislative independence. We see violations of international law. Restrictions are being placed on freedom of speech, assembly, and protest. There's a general loss of liberties and a sharp decline in public trust in governments. Mwalimu Julius K. Nyerere famously said, "One does not judge one's state of health by comparing yourself to a sick person." For far too long, we compared ourselves to the West.
Wait, so any in some Ghana man penny a day at 2 job broke PM or Tanzania. I said, what I said, dear. My uncle to us so a year was a doom choir, honey, I said, now who's in bed to me, so bad time. Ya ne man nine a can humble more than I saw more baby or gram since I know, and I saw bad time in the maid to me, and I'm so it's me a show monqua. And yes, and my yes, and for their grants, and for young ones, if I couldn't fee, you know, more to change no mamma in Chimu, quite craft fast one. A mile bad time at me, I share the bar, Madame Judith Pachoti and part time at home. And you made the Yamawa Joe Sansom acquired by the bar ASHANTI Prime TV. Major so many about. Your best say, what your money boy see or was a doom club boy. Okay, in Chiacasi and co and from my phone. Okay. Sadia, a man born a buy, as about time and then the mammy and son after an I won't see it on a no crest. And I watch a year and experience. Okay. The aya about time on any man and the bush. Mammy, a son of Abna Eva. Okay. Or more at a Galamsey site. Na Mammy, a nagin say on any now of Moka could be just. Na or more at the Abbey. Enti de bi omo eben omo eti no mo bengram se se the medical kanu mo fra no e de omo gya no ekofie ana omo eye se omo kwakodi ago kakra ta bre no na omo maame eda so ewo efuo nim enti omo guso omo di agro no na omo maame e ba besen akofie na odru ho ohun se ne ma no ewo ensie ni mo no ni yem se no tite o hye said na mo fra na eye na jeso omo hia emwa nsuo na ho oden abro omo so enti entempa oye na jense obechi charge mo fra no ansa na wa fre edom so omo mra meboa no efise o ka se o tumi ka akofie wom se fie ben nanso on kofie emra no na bia na asema efie no na ebro no so enti osi nsuo ni osi no nam se on se da ni mu nsuo mu agare ntino ono ankasa nso ekoka nsuo nim nsuo American asemi eye galante amuna emra ona ebinom eye adwuma wasa asemi so no ansa na mo be fi ho no omo eja etro ho no efise omo eye adwuma na ko ba se asasi wa de chomo nim se obi aba beto asasi no nti ebeye omo fresu na amomo ntumi ankata eye amuna eso and then nkwala miensa no maami a watra nana mo nfie do ono ne yefu mumma eye mienu na nikunu akonta enso de baako na ka homa ne ye miensa omo nfie no maami ne de ne 42 so de manebo ne ebaaye na mofra ne de no panyin no eye 13 years ono e de Richard ana de odi Richard echino the friend Ata ono so ewo 11 years and sana nikuna konta no ono so ebe Eric ono so ewo 11 years enti aposifo asankegba aposifo ebaye eba be fa emone ko asankegba emukrabia empempren die akonya enyambaye ese ebusia be po nkrabe bema aka se maami abna ne ho kani die banu mpempen pa de niema enhyeda enkoyi amfama no entutuye nsumpunifo ayen tutuye sebeya sabia ye hono ebi ensansi bim enne nan mo mpanifo akọ ho no mo enso afa akọhye sebe ho esitire na afa na mo nti obi esefata eso mo betu e de afa ho no omo etumetuta anamo. Okay, Sister Judith, some of the baby son, can I say why you need now? Edia, my baby was here now. Fee, a brace when they better warm well, Makachibian, Abomodia, Eddie, Assume. Okay, now I sound so what I was so J. Benani, Odi Munchi, Mo, a bray.
You mentioned that.
Okay. Indeed, I was here, was a doom call, yeah, mammy, and a master, or more baby, a bit nene. O matimi anam so ahwe mo kwan na hu ya na ensentwefo Madam Judith na odi mu nchie mu ma ya na no so yare hosem a etimi akoso o wasadu kuna se to aka senso dia na ye nkoto aso e oso afo a oda ye nsase ne ye never magudie e ho nsem so me chef so for abedi akire no ene ya de se ono anso ne sanso ye mra hye bedwane de ma balu boy ene okokopie mu e wo Savannah region ene obo oye se okwa probo ene okopie ho no hwese ne nemasi ko so no ma na ya ade ana eye ni kasempe no nam so modin se bi etudwane bra o kasansei ena ode etudwa
to see what is happening on the Black Volta. We are aware that there are some illegal miners on the river. I came here some time ago, and when I assessed the quality of water here, even though not from any technical point of view, but just a mere look at the face of the water, it was so brownish. And that was why we put together some 38 blue water guards to be on this side of the river. Now I've come to assess, and I can say that working together with those around the Solatona Kalba area, the water is changing. But the information I picked this morning is that there's some intense illegal mining activities on the Black Volta around Saro, Kalba areas. And I want to send a caution to them that they should quickly move out of the place, because we'll be sending our men on them and we'll ensure that they leave the water body in peace. Yes, I'm impressed of what I've seen so far, but I think that there's so much work to be done, and we will not relent in our effort in ensuring that the water becomes clean once again. And for those who are in the southern sector in our forest reserves, it is a pledge we have made to Ghanaians that will get them out of the forest reserves. We are resolute, we are focused, and we are determined to carry through these objectives that we have set for ourselves. Working with my minister, I think that there's some progress in terms of illegal mining in our water bodies and illegal mining in our forest reserves. Let me say that we are not saying that it has stopped. It's a human activity. You chase them out today, then the next
Abusuya san so gibre na yento akasere so e wa mahodo so nsina se hya ase dia na yenkohya ase e wo Israel mamu sa medo kopiem e wo mmemme benben ho dia ene enya asem kito san so kun kase pa ma ne ho so ho no ma enya asem kito ene Israel USA ene nkro ka ho dia okun kase pa na yade se etimi ama ne ho mene so e nkofo nkro so dia re ho sempa e na abre wo mu a wo ete ho no
will increase and they will intensify. This is what the Israeli army is promising, saying that they will launch an offensive campaign and that Hezbollah will pay the price, and they're expecting this to last for several days. This follows Hezbollah's decision to launch rockets across the border. And as you can see, a humanitarian crisis is unfolding in Lebanon. Villages in southern Lebanon now empty, families making their way further north after the Israeli army issued forced evacuation orders. Even Beirut's southern suburbs are empty. Now Hezbollah's decision to retaliate for the killing of Iran's late supreme leader Ali Khamenei is causing divisions in Lebanon. The Lebanese government has criticized Hezbollah's move, saying that it threatens internal security. It's accusing Hezbollah of giving Israel a pretext to drag Lebanon into what they're calling a dangerous regional confrontation. But everyone is reading Hezbollah's action as a limited response, hoping that it can be contained. In their statement, they're calling it a defensive move, but clearly this is not how the Israeli military sees it. So no doubt more strikes are expected, and the government, a cash-strapped government, is going to struggle to help
Abusuya ewa akun we yesisi ewo nkofo aman we nyina so sa so na kopiem ewo USA ne Iran ma so ya de se no bi so koso na yekoso ewo ne enko na afie enko ewo so ne ayekoso ewo ho no.
Have you believe it's mission accomplished?
The mothership of terrorism is sinking. The captain is dead.
But let me explain why killing Khamenei doesn't mean what they say it does, that the Islamic Republic is over. First, the Republic itself is designed to survive. It's a system, not a person. And that's codified in the Constitution, which Iranians approved of through 2 national referendums. The killing of Khamenei has already triggered Article 111, which stipulates that in the event of a leadership vacancy, a temporary 3-member council takes over. Those members are the President, Masoud Pezeshkian, the head of the judiciary, Gholam Hossein Mohsenejai, and Ayatollah Alireza Orafi, a member of the 12-man Guardian Council. They manage the country until the Assembly of Experts can meet and elect a new leader. The Constitution says that's supposed to happen as soon as possible, but that's the unknown here, when and how. The Assembly is only ever convened once.
Iraq memenu so nam so me ene o bambo force ne janya asem keto ene sa akoko kunye koso ha ene so enya asem keto a ekoso e Iraq mem. Ebusuya ha ena mede kase ni nyina ebesi ede ama remise kase amede besun we ensemu ana edimu akotena ebs ne kopie so ama hodo so nsemu a eyade se okon kase pa akọ ma amede bi eba besun saso ena John Dramani Mahama Ghana ye mampani eyade se akopie mu ewo Tanzania mede nsani bi so efi honom ede bro saso ena yade se nyame adoma ochina da ena ya waso yi so mabato no ebetimi akoso hoso mede nsani bi efi honom ede bro abofo a almost bo mechido na mede kase ba besum woni bi ni POG band POG studios and afi action media omo ene bo mechido na mede kase e ba besum na mesanso aka achesa ha Ashanti Prime TV wadwato onde bia opese e bo ho ban bia ma no na ye kanfo mankofo no mo so etimbeto nkasa so di dwuma pa wo man mu no ye be kanfo e de ama e ba ni sika sema so e da meka no na waka akoma e de ato ye sanse kuma bi na ye beji wa face woni a omo tena fidi na chine ne omo chinchim kase no ma me na me di ba bi gu wa pono so ye bright afeso Kingsley na producer omo ne bo mechi don amede kase e ba besumo na de bia me sa ka twese edwuma ye die no ade se etwagu e won tenti abefo afidi ahodo ni nyina so e Facebook ye di akotene ho YouTube TikTok ene ne ke ka hu ni ntia no bomodi na afi we share ho na ne ye de ne pa ye wo ha no e de amame so a meje ma agua na afi me de kase ba besumo wo ene osumfo Adwoa Dimple mian papa achim police me chia o bia obi a mechia una fe maka chwe say aha Ashanti Prime TV ha na no kre no ewo